Test.
Just press it. Just like that.
If you would stand, Pastor Heather Harding from Fleming Island United Methodist Church will lead us in the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. Gracious and loving God, as we walk through Walmart and Target and we see the aisles and aisles of school supplies, we see the hope and the freshness of a new school year. We pray that all of these school supplies will be used for these students to learn. And we pause now and take a moment to ask your blessing on each and every student in Clay County, that each one will have a year filled with learning, that they will all learn to be kind to each other, they will build new relationships, new friendships, and that they will be successful in their school year. God, we pray that when they have difficult times, that they will feel the power of your presence with them. We pray your blessing for their safety and for the safety of their schools. We pray your blessing on the teachers and the administrators and all the support staff that makes this learning possible. And God, we pray that your blessing will also be on each of them as they do their work every day. We ask your blessing on this meeting this evening as we discuss the business of this school district and pray that all will go in a successful manner in this school year. And we pray these things with a hopeful heart and a generous spirit. Amen.
Amen.
And now will you join in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. The Clay County School Board meeting, August 2nd, 2018, will come to order. I'd like to welcome the citizens of Clay County. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule on a rainy night to attend tonight's school board meeting. This meeting is our opportunity as your elected representatives to collaborate openly and make decisions that will decide the future direction of our public schools and the education of our children here in Clay County. If you wish to address the board, there will be an opportunity to speak for 3 minutes. Please fill out a card, which you will find located in the back of the room, indicating the specific item number or topic you wish to speak about, and turn it in promptly. You can turn the cards in to Mr. Dagada, our attorney, right here. No additional cards will be accepted once the board moves to the public comment section under presentations from the audience. Your participation is welcomed and appreciated. First, our recognitions and awards. The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society Student Series Award, Megan Thin, the campaign specialist.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for allowing me to come out and help celebrate the achievement that the Clay County School Districts did this year with our organization, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. I am here to present the Community Partnership Award to the Clay County District for the school's participation in our Student Series campaign, which is a science-based learning and philanthropy program, which helps support the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's mission to cure all blood cancers. This year, we had 6 Clay County schools participate in our campaign and raise over $6,000 to help support patient services and life-saving research for our organization. Over the past 15 years, Clay County schools have raised over $133,000 through our Student Series campaign. And just last year, we had over 400 schools in North and Central Florida participate in student series programs and raise a total of $525,000 for research and patient services. So thank you again for your participation in those programs. Last year alone, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society also paid out $1.9 million for our patients in copay assistance and travel assistance, and that, of course, cannot be done without the support of counties like Clay County and the school's participation in our campaigns. So thank you again for your support in our student series campaigns, and I look forward to continuing a partnership with the Clay County School Board. And I have this plaque for the Clay County District. So thank you again.
Would you like to go get it? Thank you so much. Special Olympics Award, Ronna Smith.
Good evening. My name is Ronna Smith, and I'm the Director of Special Olympics Florida, Clay County. Every year, we have an annual banquet where we gather our families, athletes, and coaches, volunteers, and dignitaries throughout the county. We present special awards to different categories like Athlete of the Year, Coach of the Year, Volunteer of the Year, and we have another special award, which is like an agency type of the year. And some of the things that go into consideration, which the school district has been very supportive of our program. For example, they help to provide transportation to county games for the students that are school age, which are on a school day. They pay for, we have bowling games, which the school district pays for. And so those are examples, because without the school district's support, those students that have an intellectual disability or ASD would not have a voice or have a way to show their talents in an athletic realm. And the school district of Clay County and the school board has been very supportive of our efforts, and we appreciate that. And by that, we are giving you the Agency of the Year for the school district. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you. You bet. We have no presenters tonight. Our school showcase is Lake Asbury Junior High. Are you kidding me?
Good evening. I've had the privilege of leading Lake Asbury Junior for the last 3 years, and it really indeed has been an honor. We are a large junior high school with 1,105 students, and over half of our student population are economically disadvantaged, and we have 1 in 4 of our students who qualify students with disabilities. After my first year at Lake Asbury Junior, we were honestly disheartened to learn we were a C school who wants to be a principal and drop from an A to a C. You see, as a principal, though, I observed every day the strength of my staff, of my teachers, of my students, and I wanted those outside of our walls to be able to see that strength as well. The next year, through strategic intentionality, we gained 101 points in the grading assessment system, and we jumped from a C to an A, the only school to do so in the district. In 16-17, there was one this year. And we were actually only one of a few in the whole state for middle school levels. It's really hard to move that many points as a middle school. We were also recognized by Governor Rick Scott for being a top 10% school statewide in the area of improvement in English language arts achievement. This year, I'm proud to say that not only did we maintain our A status, but we grew another 40 points, increasing a total of 141 points in 2 years to become the second highest scoring junior high school in the county behind Lakeside. At Lake Asbury, we place our students in the driver's seat, as you're going to get to see firsthand with my co-presenter, Ms. Kaylee Coulter. Through this, we ensure a learning environment that cultivates a culture for college and career readiness. Our teachers and our staff, they are our greatest asset. I can tell you honestly that each day, they pour their hearts into our students. You see, to truly transform a school, you need teachers, administrators, and a staff who continually learn, who trust one another to do the work, who challenge complacency and mediocrity, and are never satisfied with the status quo. And that's how we moved our school 141 points in 2 years. Perhaps the best way for you to hear about the strengths and accomplishments of our school is to hear it in the voice of one of our very own outstanding students, Ms. Kaylee Coulter.
Good evening, Superintendent Davis and school board members. I am Kaylee Coulter, an 8th grade student of Lake Asbury Junior High. At our school, we have great students led by talented teachers and supported by a strong staff, and we all come together to create the Tiger family. I am very proud to be a part of this school. In my mind, one of the greatest strengths of Lake Asbury is its culture for learning. Lake Asbury's great learning environment comes from its excellent teachers. They truly are some of the best. Our teachers push us to think critically about the world around us. They provide opportunities for us to learn collaboratively with our peers as we read, solve problems, and conduct experiments. They push us to justify our thinking with support from the text and to explain ourselves completely. They challenge us to think beyond our initial first thoughts so that we delve deeper into a richer understanding of our subjects. It is not always fun, and it is sometimes harder than anything I've done so far academically, but it is definitely worth it in the end. Lake Asbury Junior High is unique in that we take 6 different elementary schools, and we melt them into one big, great pot of greatness in just 2 short years. Academically, as Mrs. Murphy had mentioned beforehand, we are very proud of our accomplishments. We had the highest civics pass rates in the county, and our science proficiency grew 13 percentage points this year alone. We are also above the district proficiency average in all tested subjects. However, what I think is our biggest strength is that at Lake Asbury Junior High, we, the students, are seen as more than just test scores. Our teachers know us personally, and they seek to develop us as individual learners, both academically and socially. An essential part of any secondary school is the opportunities for students to be involved in extracurricular activities and clubs that allow them to grow as a person. And it is here that Lake Asbury Junior High excels. We honestly have something for everyone. As a student ambassador for our school, I had the opportunity this year to share with incoming 6th graders tips for success in junior high. I was also a member of our speech and debate team and had the honor of winning first place in the Just Talk category at the Eagle Scramble Tournament in Gainesville and second place for impromptu speaking. Additionally, I am part of our school's first-rate National Junior Honor Society. Lake Asbury Junior High also ensures a writing outlet for kids like me who love to write. More importantly than any accolades we may gain is the opportunity each of us gains to become more confident teenagers.
Thank you, Kaylee. While we are a fantastic school, there are always opportunities for growth. As we continue to improve upon our student learning, we seek to incorporate technology into rigorous real-world learning experiences for our students. While most schools look to help young people become better problem solvers, our school would like to shift the thinking to help our students become a generation of problem finders. We need learners who can look at the world around them and see the possibility of how things can be, given a little ingenuity and heart. Our next steps include seeking to be a junior high STEAM school of choice in 1920, which will enable us to provide opportunities for our students to be at the center of finding problems and creating solutions. Our goal is to be a flagship school for infusing science, technology, engineering, arts, and math into our students' learning experiences. As we continue to grow as a school, we will focus our attention on creation, collaboration, critical thinking, and communication for all stakeholders. We will provide intensive Tier 2 and 3 instructional strategies for our bottom quartile students while bridging instructional gaps. Transforming our school cannot happen with one innovative person or a pocket of innovative people. It can only occur with the collective efforts of our teachers and our administrators who are willing to learn and grow together, and our amazing students, and that ultimately is what Lake Asbury is all about. Thank you for allowing us to share a little bit about our school tonight, and we encourage you at any time, please come to our school and see firsthand all the great things that are happening. Dum, bum, bum.
Oh, fantastic.
So,
Ms. Murphy, I just want you to know that the board and the superintendent are extremely proud of your school. And Kaylee, I am impressed.
Yeah.
You've got places to go, girl.
that's right. Can I say something? And through the chair, I'll say, Ms. Murphy, you've done an excellent job. It is tremendously hard to move a school from a C to an A. It is so difficult to do, especially with the dynamics of every different learner. And not only did you do that, but you maintained it for this year. You maintained the A, which is also equally as hard. So hats off for you for being an instructional leader within this organization. And I had the opportunity to interview Kaylee for my superintendent's student council committee the other day, and she did it on the telephone because she was on vacation. And good for you, lucky for you. And she was a rock star. So thank you for what you do inside and outside of our classrooms. I look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Well, let's just adjourn on that. I mean, what can we say? Okay, this is the last call for comment cards. Is there anyone else who would like to fill out a card? Raise your hand. If not, we're going to go ahead. Thank you. Presentations from the audience. Let's see. Our first card is Robert Thompson.
Out of the chute.
If you would state your name and address for the record. I will. Thank you.
Before I start, man, what an act to follow.
Yeah.
Kaylee, think about Clay High School, by the way. Miss Murphy, the reason your school is a success is because of people like you that care. And I mean, it was just awesome. Thank you. All right. It's probably a bad idea giving me this mic, but I've been hearing and catching some things, and there was some stuff I wanted to get off my chest.
Oh, did you state your name and address for the record?
I'm getting to that. All right, here we go. I had to write this down because I'm not that bright a guy. Hello, my name is Rob Thompson, and I'm a first-time speaker but long-time listener of the show. I have both taught and coached in Clay County for 31 years. I am here tonight because I felt compelled to speak up for Superintendent Davis. And in the interest of full transparency, you need to know that I have coached his daughter in softball at Oakleaf High School the past 2 seasons. I am also friendly with Mr. Davis as well, but also note that I call him Mr. Davis because he is my boss, and no, I have never been to his house, but once he and his family did come up to Chubby's and spend a little time with me. On several occasions, we have talked sports, politics, and I have told him of better ways to do things in this county. I say better because they were from my viewpoint, and I am right 90% of the time. I'm not so sure he agrees, but he's got time to smarten up. Now, those that know me will tell you that I am headstrong, opinionated, and have never had a problem sharing my thoughts. So here goes. I want to address the issue of Mr. Davis and his travel softball team. What Mr. Davis did was wrong and, quite frankly, not very well thought out. It was a big mistake. When I learned of its occurrence, my advice to him was to own it, express regret and sorrow, apologize, and then take the high ground. Do not respond to the attacks that would come because he was wrong. I believe Mr. Davis to be a good man that made a mistake. I also believe that at least partially in his mind, he did it for a good reason. Now, while I believe this reason to be ill-advised, I know that it had good intentions. But because of other parties involved, I will not share this information in an open and public forum, but would gladly share it with the board members privately at any time. Now, currently, Mr. Davis is under tremendous scrutiny because of his actions with his softball team. And while I found this to be an instance of poor judgment, it is not county related. Teachers and administrators have made mistakes of far greater magnitude and have been given forgiveness, understanding, and guidance. In some cases, it was Mr. Davis himself offering the helping hand, and in fact, have been offering the helping and forgiving hand. In fact, some have been allowed several chances. Under the leadership of Mr. Davis, Clay County has attained a prestigious A ranking and is currently the 8th best school district in the state. Quite an accomplishment. Now, I may not agree with everything he does, but I can state without reservation that I absolutely believe he has one vision for Clay County, and that is to make Clay County one of the elite school districts of both the state and the nation. And his work ethic, focus, and determination exemplify this thought. But I would like to share a few stories that I am aware of outside of academics. While at the state tournament this year, my wife decided to tell Mr. Davis of our struggles with our insurance cost and how she heard of an increase of 33% in the upcoming year. Because of her health issue, this year we spent approximately $15,000 on the cost of insurance deductibles and meeting out-of-pocket maximum. Mr. Davis appeared genuinely concerned and immediately made a phone call back to someone at the county and asked for help in reducing these costs countywide. He assured us that he set the wheels in motion and would do his best to cut that 33% in half at worst.
Yeah. Mr. Thompson,
yes.
Excuse me, are you near the end?
I am close. If
Okay.
you need...
Is the board, is okay to let him finish? We have a 3-minute
I'm
rule. I
sorry.
just
If-
did, no, go ahead and finish.
I'll speed read.
If you're near the end, go
He
ahead.
recently initiated an all-county athletic banquet that met some resistance because it meant some extra work and extra expenditures, but was a tremendous success and got rave reviews from all that attended. But I bring this up because of the words of a particular athletic director who happens to be a very good friend of mine. He said that Mr. Davis and his wife remained after the banquet to clean up, put all the tables and chairs up. His words, not used to seeing people in that position do that kind of work. He said they were among the last to leave. He put lights on Oakleaf softball, Fleming Island baseball last year, and has plans on finishing all their schools this year. No other county politician has attempted that. He did it. Almost to a fault, he is both motivated and driven to succeed. He has fought for and promoted Clay County at every opportunity. He always represents Clay County in stellar fashion on county-related business. It wasn't so long ago that this school board and the previous administration were looked upon unfavorably due to constant public discourse between the two entities at these board meetings. That has changed. I believe Mr. Davis to be a good and caring man, and in this incident used bad judgment. Let him admit it, apologize, and then get back to work. We've done that for so many others because it was the right thing to do. And in closing, because it was the right thing to do. In closing, I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity. Mr. Davis, your assessment system for evaluating teachers and administrators is lacking. Currently, you achieve a high effective ranking due in large part to data. At every school and every office in this county, there are personnel that may not meet that standard, but in ways that are not measured, valued beyond their belief. The things they bring to the table are. Every school has at least one, and every member of that school can tell you exactly who that person is. You need to add a human element to the assessment, a true life measurement, and trust me, it is the last thing. Lastly, on more playoff coaches need to get paid. For 31 years, this has bothered me.
Come on.
Currently, a coach can go 5 weeks into the playoffs and receive the same amount of pay as the one who failed to make the playoffs. So eventually,
Sir, we get it.
Thank you. The man needs a break.
I need that hook I got. Okay. Let's see. Next is Jeff Lambrecht. He got it all in.
3.
If you would state your name
I
and
will
address.
start this off the correct way. Jeff Lambrecht, 1326 Akron Oaks Drive.
Thank you, sir.
Park, Florida, 32065. The reason I'm here is kind of, just extend what Coach Thompson just said, right? I mean, we look at, my daughter's on Addison's team, and I look at it, And I know how we do in travel softball. We consistently go to these showcase tournaments, and in these showcase tournaments, and you play in your graduation year, right? And I sit here and I look at people questioning the integrity of somebody that I've known for years, and somebody that's helped hundreds of kids get college scholarships, right? And somebody that I saw him one time, and we stopped at a gas station. He was inside a gas station, and I'm like, where's this guy at? He comes out, he's literally helping a kid that he just met in a gas station he's seen her play softball. He goes and calls college coaches for that kid. It's not even in our organization. That's the kind of guy he is. That's the integrity that he has. So for somebody to question this guy's integrity, anybody in this community, is obscene to me, right? I mean, I think we should all look in the mirror at ourselves. I look at this, right? The girl in question, right? Who this guy is. This is who this guy is to me. Unfortunately, it's a tragic situation, right? The little girl's father passed away when she was really young. He steps in, and he's a father figure for this little girl. Are you guys kidding me? Has anybody, I mean, we'll ask the room, has anybody stepped on, been a father figure to somebody that has somebody that passed away? That's who this guy is. That's who the girl is in question, right? And to have anybody in a newspaper or in this community question that man's integrity, that's sad. Look yourself in the mirror, right? I mean, that's who he is. So, and then, we could talk about the school stuff, right? Whatever. I mean, he's done a great job. We haven't had 8 schools in the last 4 years. These 8 school districts. I don't follow a lot of this stuff. I'm a technology guy, but I sit here and that was my biggest thing. I mean, I just heard it, the backlash. I just wanted to make sure that that stuff needs to be put aside. Like Coach Thompson said, it needs to get back to business, right? All this pettiness and this is in the country, right? We can go on a tangent about this. The political landscape today. We just need to get back to doing what's right, and he's doing what's right. He's doing what's right in softball. He's doing what's right in his job today. This guy busts his butt. And I sit here and watch him, and you see the results. They're unquestionable, right? I mean, your debt profile goes down. This guy sits here and he builds schools debt free. I'm going, who does that, right? Has anybody else done that? No. Yeah, exactly, right? I know you guys can't answer questions or ask questions, but, thank you very much for my time.
Thank you. Thank
I'll
you.
give you back your 2 seconds. Thank you.
Okay. Hey, the next speaker is John Kistler.
John Kistler, 1615 Canopy Oaks Drive, Orange Park. This is concerning the stories about Addison Davis. Just want to clear the air on that. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak for you today. I have known Superintendent Davis for about 10 years now. I have seen him in many different hats throughout the years, but he always had one thing that stayed the same throughout those years. It's always been about the kids. Even as a coach, he is helping kids live their dreams by going on to college and playing softball at the highest level and getting a great education at the same time. I have even seen him talk to college coaches about girls that were not even on his team or in the same organization, so they are able to help achieve the same dream of playing college softball. Since being elected as superintendent of Clay County Schools, he has seen how the world has literally changed overnight with trying to keep the kids safe and still give them the opportunity of freedom to learn and grow. He has raised the test scores for the county in just a short time that he has been held the position. He has earned the respect of other educators and government personnel on the tries to implement the needs and teachers of the students while at the same time meeting all the government requirements mandated by the Florida schools. I know that this is a political position, and there are people out there that will do and say, and he'll never ever be right no matter what he says. I've also coached for a period of 15 years now and know that in the travel softball world, there can be many misunderstandings on how these tournaments / showcases are ran. They're posted as a showcase for which you pretty much pay your money, show up, play in front of college coaches, and they really don't care what age group you play in. You're just there to pay and play. Now, some of these hold showcases / tournaments. They have a tournament at the end. You pretty much, you play during the week, and at the end, you play for bragging rights. Therefore, as a fellow coach, I can see how this can cause problems and seen it done. Because it actually happened in Chattanooga 2 weeks prior to in a tournament that my daughter ended up playing and winning in. So the team that beat them, same thing, had girls that weren't of rules, and they lost. So it's happened. People make mistakes, but the public don't need to sit here and judge for that mistake made. It has absolutely no bearing on his ability to do his job at the highest level that is required of him. He is an asset to the school system and to the kids for the biggest and only reason that is needed. He cares about the kids and their futures. Thank you.
Thank you. There are no more cards, so we will move to the adoption of the consent agenda. There were no items pulled. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Have a motion by Ms. Carrickas, second by Ms. Bola. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed say no. Motion carries 5-0.
And congratulations, we now have 2 ratified contracts. We just need them brought back to us.
Ms. Piper, you can jump up and down.
Woo.
No, not yet. Okay. Did your vote come
It hasn't popped up for voting.
Our vote didn't come up, Ms. Bush.
It's okay, she can do it for us.
Okay. Do we have document? No? Oh, okay, that's right. It's too early yet. Got you. Do you want to just go ahead and vote for us so we can go ahead? We'll go ahead. She'll vote for us. Okay. Do you need to get water?
No, I'm good. I don't know why I just started. I think I'm allergic or something.
It was a motion by Carrickas, second by Ms. Bola. Okay, we'll go ahead. CCEA update, Brenna Lee Paiva. Happy.
Good evening, Renly Paiva. Hello? Yeah.
Hello.
President of the CCEA, thank you very much for ratifying the contract before we have even ratified it. I'm hopeful. Yes, we better ratify it. That will be next Wednesday, and the teachers will go ahead and do that. I don't have much to say. School hasn't started, so I don't have any problems. Everything's wonderful. I would say, I'm hopeful that the millage, I'm still so pleased that you guys put that on the ballot. So, hopefully the people of Clay County will go ahead and pass that, because I realize that the school system desperately needs it. Also would like to have a contract before school starts is huge. It takes a lot of pressure off the teachers. It takes a lot of pressure off you, I'm sure. It takes a lot of pressure off me, I know. And we would love to have a repeat in softball. So that 2-year contract and doing something with insurance is what we're looking forward to. Thank you very much.
Thank you. CESPA update, Teresa Dixon or anybody? No one here? Okay. Oh, goodness. Superintendent's update and presentations. Are we having a movie?
Yes, ma'am. Through the chair. So back again, that means that we're getting school ready to go. So we're going, I wasn't here last month. I think Dr. Kemp, if I can get some screens down so I can actually see presentation up. Unfortunately, I have a presentation tonight for those of y'all who are
How many
here.
slides?
Tonight, I think we're around 22, but I will try to work hard through them. I will say that Ms. Murphy had 75. So
But she went very fast.
Did a good job, and I don't know if I can match her same time frame.
She
But
went
nonetheless,
fast.
she did a really good job.
2 sentences. I mean, she didn't say 5 paragraphs about each slide.
Right. So for me, first and before I get started, really appreciative of those who came and had some conversation this evening. It's very hard when you work so hard to protect your integrity, your character, and your reputation for so many years. you work so hard to protect it. And it's unfortunate in some situations, but being a political figure, I guess I have to get used to being exposed to some information that may not always be in line or accurate as we move forward. But nonetheless, for me, I've worked tremendously in education for over 20 years. You don't become the 36 years of age, the chief of schools deputy superintendent in the 20th largest school district in the nation without having the integrity and the character that you need in order to lead the work. And in that time, you transition and you bring professionalism to a fragmented county that had really some really visible issues in relation to professionalism. And I would say in the last 20 months, I've worked hard and rigorously to make certain that I brought professionalism not only between the relationship that I have between the board, but also the professionalism, and really start to inspire and elevate the experience for our teachers where they really feel cared within this community. And that's actually starting to permeate through the system when you become a school district that leads from number 20 and now you're at number 8 in a short period of time. It is truly difficult to do. And, I appreciate the young man that spoke about the incident where I have taken over for the last 10 years to be a father to a young lady who I care about. It brings tears to my eye to really, get to a point where you have, I wish my daughters never, ever go to that experience. But I'm really proud of me and my wife, of who we become, who we are, and what we've done for this family, because they are my family. And I would do it all over again for any other kid as well in order to help and protect them in their lives. Nonetheless, we're going to focus on the way of work. And our job is to focus to get back on track, to focus on kids and not adults. And we'll get rid of the political posturing that takes place within this county as we evolve and get better. Nonetheless, from us, my job is to talk about instructional and academic status. I'll talk about Champions of Change this evening and talk about the instructional priorities for 18-19 school year. As relates to us, this is a celebration, and I know we don't clap and make noise, but we should make some noise about this. We're an A school district, and it's because all the teachers and employees within this is.
You can clap and make noise on this.
Usually we say this. And upon coming in, we were number 20 in the state, and it's the hard work of the teachers, the support staff, the cabinet, the leaders, the board, in the community, business partners, for all of us to come along and understand the vision of moving from number 20 to number 8 and becoming an A school district. And it's really exciting for us. As relates to where we are, you can see a lot of green in the next couple of slides to see how we elevated the experiences. We increased the number of possible points by 38, and we also increased to being number 8 in the state as relates to accountability. And this is a true two-year comparison where we are in the area of reading and mathematics. You can see there's a number of green in these areas, but there's also areas of opportunity. As you look at our learning gains in literacy and lower quartile, we were neutral. We have lots to do in reference to continue to differentiate instruction and gain access to our learners by leveraging curriculum and better understand where our students are, meet them where they are, and create carved out time to have small group instruction for our students. But you can see in the area of mathematics, we do see a lot of green and we're moving forward. So we will continue to focus on the area of literacy, but we'll never take our eye off the area of mathematics as well. From looking at the EOC comparison to where we are in science, we made great strides in the area of science, and this is all about putting aligned investigations and really teaching the concepts and understand the coherence of standards. We increased 13 percentage points in the area of science, and we also moved 18 slots in the area in the state ranking. In social studies, we stayed neutral, but social studies is really high in reference to the state comparative analysis. We have 67 counties in the state, and we're ranked number 6, which is extremely hard to move, but we'll continue to focus on that. But Ms. Watts does an awesome job, and Ms. Gomez, as we continue to focus on social science, and we put Clay history in there as well.
Yay.
Which is a great initiative. That's right, it's a hand clap. And then finally, acceleration. Acceleration continues to be knocking it out of the park. And I put junior high schools on there because they continue to offer additional avenues for our kids to be successful inside of our classroom and take higher learning classes and courseworks. This is a analysis of every grade level in comparison. You see lots of green, and this is exactly what we want to see in this organization. 17 of the 21 elements improved and elevated as you look at the dynamics. We do have areas of pockets for literacy in 3rd grade and 7th grade, and we do have some issues, and to be transparent and honest, to be in 8th grade mathematics, and then where it says Algebra 1 - 6, that should be red. We did decrease in the area of Algebra 1, but I'll tell you what we did. We opened the access to every learner. Historically, we've only put 4s and 5s in Algebra 1, and I do believe the kids who prove competence who are level 3 should have the same opportunity to compete in Algebra 1. And because we opened the equity and access opportunity for our learners, we did show a decrease, but I stand by our teachers for doing the right things and our leaders for doing the right things and allowing kids to have accelerated opportunities. I will not change it to game a system. It will not happen. We'll still have this door open. We will provide greater supports to kids and greater supports to our teachers in order to be successful. Overall, bless you. This is the most, for me, some of the most impressive work. We moved the number of A schools this year. We moved the number of B schools. We increased it, and we decreased the number of C schools in this school district. This to tell us all that we have one C school and one D school, and that's not been done before in the history that I know of, and that just shows us we're doing and moving in the right direction. Now, do we have an area of concern with one of our elementaries? Absolutely. Do we have an action plan to put in place? We do. We will work collectively with CCEA. We'll work collectively with the teachers, and we'll create systems and structures in order for us to elevate that score and allow our kids to compete and meet grade level expectations. As you know, I always get to a comparative analysis of how we do to like-sized counties and districts throughout the state of Florida. If you see this analysis, there's usually 8 that we do our analysis and look at competes. Ultimately, our job is to compete with St. John's. They continue to be the leading lady in the area in the state of Florida. They're number 1 in every component measured. However, if you look at all these components, you see that Clay County is ranked 2nd in many of them compared to these like counties. And we see this in the areas that are highlighted in green. These are areas that we moved. We were 3rd and 4th last year that we elevated and we moved. So we're getting closer to push St. John's, but we continue to outperform like counties with us internally. And this is an attractive chart to look at and gives us a sense of hope that we're moving in the right direction. Overall highlights, these are highlights that tell us, the challenge that I got when I came on board 20 months ago, the challenge for me was, Addison, figure out how to become a top 10. I'm here to tell you today that promises made, promises kept. We are number 8 in the state, and so many elements that we are ranked. We continue to show our ranking and continue to show our improvement. But this is all because of the hard work of our instructional staff members, support staff, and leaders. And overall, I want to take a moment to go down and highlight individuals who are my champions of change this month. So if they're here and I'll call your name, please come up. These are the greatest areas of growth in this school district. And we talk about moving points and percentage and proficiencies. It's very difficult to do. Every year, teachers in schools have different learners that darken our doorway. They have different needs. They have different readiness levels. And for these individuals to continue to move the ship in the right direction, it's contributed to their hard work, their dedication, their focus, and their commitment to kids. So I'd like to take a moment to go down and be a constituent for a minute and highlight these individuals and come up and recognize them for my champions of change. This is where I used to have a portable microphone, but I find it. My name's Addison Davis. Address is on file. 900 Walnut Street, I think that's it, Ms. Bush. So first one, significant gains in our school district with 123 points. It's just amazing for McRae Elementary, and that's Mrs. Tammy Winkler. Will you please come up? Give them a round of applause. That's right. Give them some love. They deserve it. Give them some love. So this school moved from 2-letter grades, really hard to do. We talked about it a little bit about how Lake Asbury Junior High School did it. Very difficult to move 2-letter grades. It's very difficult to move the grade bands within 1-letter grade. And this individual, she challenged me. I challenged her. She, stayed connected to the work. She's in an area that honestly that's really disconnected from the county office. We try to throw as much supports as we can. But she was a rock star this year. She had an increase of 96 points, and that's Miss Heather Tito at Wilkinson Elementary School. Yeah. The corridor, they call it. Once again, we see sometimes we see yo-yo effects with when leaders come into the school, but this leader is really brilliant. She's really connected to the work. She understands analytics. Her plans when she met with me prior to the year, during the year, and throughout the year, she was spot on about her strategic planning and what she would do to move it. I'm proud that she's a part of this organization, and she moved up 91 points, and this is Adele Reed at Clay Hill Elementary School. If someone's not here, I'll give you their certificate. You can hang out. But I'm going to need your name and your address on file, credit score, whatever else you got going on. Newcomer to Clay County to figure it out. Who's on first, who's on second, and guess what? I give you a junior, senior high school, and now you have grades 6 through 12. And while this individual has been an isolated high school principal and an elementary principal and done some great work in different states, he came and took the bull by the horns, and he really created a fresh dynamic of innovative ideas at Keystone Junior High School. 81 points up, and that's Mr. Aaron McWilliams. All right, another elementary school that's, an individual that continues, been there for 15, 16 years, and, has taught kids and their kids and everybody else's kids, and she's done great work, and Title I school moved up 78 points. Hats off to her, Miss Wright, and that's Middleburg Elementary School. Please come up, Mrs. Wilkinson, please. Also, I think another gentleman's been there 15, 16 years. I think we don't know if he's here. Here he is. He's over there in the corner. Great work, and he's really committed to. He's one of the greatest cultures that I've seen in a school, and he really has a staff that cares about him, and everyone in his neighborhood knows who he is and what he does and where he goes, and he's really created some systemic change, and up 68 points. That's Mr. Miller at Montclair Elementary School. Also, rookie principal coming into to a really diverse, rich area that really needed leadership, needed excitement, needed some rituals and routines. And Mrs. Russo did a fabulous job at Oak Leaf Junior High School. It's not when you walk Oak Leaf Junior High School. It's not an easy job. It's really complex. It's not easy. And what the entire community does, hats off, hard work, an increase of 64 points. And that's Miss Christian Russo. Thank you so very much. Come on up. Additionally, a school that has transitioned from an A to a C, very hard to, and it's never attractive when a school that declines over a couple of years. But a new principal that has been seasoned, was at SPJ, put her at Lake Asbury Elementary School, and in 1 year demonstrated great controls, great systems, great sense of care for teachers. And she's not here tonight, but she increased 56 points, and that's Miss Tiffany Outman. Let's give her a round of applause. She has moved two schools in 2 years, both of them being in an area that's complex, and hats off to her hard work. Also, I don't know if we have high school principal, Miss Treasure Pickett. Another, another school that's very complex to move is a school that has 2,400 students. And darken the doorway with 2,400 students, and they all come up with different mindsets, readiness levels, agendas. And Miss Treasure Pickett was a rock star at her work, and she increased 54 points. Let's acknowledge her. She's not here this evening. Another one in the Oak Leaf area. We continue to have good work in that area. And another school that took on some initiatives, some pilots and some work, implemented some supplemental materials with us this year, stayed focused to our work and grounded, had some good hires, and increased 50 points. And that's Oak Leaf Village Elementary School. Miss Kendrick, would you please come up? Take one picture with Miss Snyder. I'll try to get in here. These are our school champions team. Get closer. Johnny Cameron. Okay, so one more champion of change, and I'll promise I'll get up here and I'll sew it up so we can move on our meeting. It's you know, if I wish the food truck was here, I would tell you it didn't have any food, but if it was here, I'd tell you to go get something to eat. Exciting to see that here this evening. So, you know, in the community, we often have individuals that go over and beyond than their role. They are not only civic leaders in their profession, but they are civic leaders in their work. And we have a, you know, I would tell you, our partnership with the Green Cove Police Department is completely solid, and it's awesome. You know, they've had some new leadership, fresh leadership, and that is through the lens and the direction of Chief Derek Asdot. But what he does every single day for the Green Cove community, it needs to be celebrated and acknowledged. I would tell you this, you know, this is an area we talked about, one of our elementary schools that really needs some intensive care. And, you know, Mr. Asdot and Chief Asdot, I'm sorry, I'll get it right, and his team, you know, they always think about what can we do more that's outside of our scope of our work. And in that, he created a literacy initiative within his division, promoting education. And every Tuesday at 11 o'clock in Spring Park in Green Cove Springs, he opened his door with all of it, and he went there and he took all of the law enforcement officers, and they read to kids, and they educate kids, and they talk about next steps, and they talk about short-term and long-term goals. And not many people do that. Many people go to their work, they go to job, they go home, and they come back and do it again. This individual and his leadership and his team, they didn't do that. So every Tuesday at 11 o'clock, they open their door to kids, and they help kids to improve their capacity of literacy. And all the kids love it. It started off with 5 kids, and then I think it exploded to 30, and it continued to grow. And the kids loved it because I think they got some kind of peak Escalade Cadillac, I don't know what it is, that rolls around, and when that Cadillac comes, it means there's free pizza. For them. I don't know if they're coming for the reading of the pizza. I think they're coming for the fellowship, both. But they know that when that Cadillac shows up, that they not only get a chance to read and celebrate and look at a cool vehicle, but they get a chance to have fellowship and break bread, because I think Hungry Howie's is the one that donated pizzas and sponsored this event every Tuesday. And, you know, I'd be remiss not to celebrate what he has done for this community, what he's done in the partnership for us. In a short time in his leadership, he's been an awesome advocate of Clay County District Schools. It's my pleasure to recognize another champion of change, that is Chief Derek Asdot in the Green Cove Springs Police Department. Please come up.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys. And I've heard something about kickball. Every time we go to read there, they tell us we don't play kickball like you do.
I will say we actually won kickball, and I'm embarrassed to say they killed us in tug of war. There's a lot more of them. And really, there's some really big kids in this situation. Ola Mills. We have that backdrop. That's 7 feet. I know that's 7 feet back in the day, 95. 95.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to come up here and close this up. That way I can turn it back over to Maestro Studdard.
I took 3 or 4 pages out over here.
No, I have so many different slides. So just for transparency, I have so many more slides. I'm just not going to go over them. At the end, I really do. So here we got another one and another one. Let's just listen. You'll get a chance to hear me. So this is the only one we'll focus on. What we will do is that our objective this year, we'll set district and we'll set school-based goals and targets for us to continue to improve the work. And our focus is to make certain that we're not a yo-yo effect in the sense that we've hit the A, we transition back to a B, and we go back to an A. We need systemic change. And the way we'll do it is bridging our gaps and working with teachers to identify curriculum gaps. We'll look at making certain that we implement Tier 2 and Tier 3 supplement materials to gain access to our kids. We're going to leverage interventionists during the school day. We're going to look at curriculum implementation. We're going to look at maximizing moments of learning and make certain that we have real-time coaching and not wait 48 hours to talk about how we can improve the experiences for kids, but real-time in the classroom to make that happen. We're going to focus on moving the bottom quartile this school year, looking at leveraging coaches, specialists, and district staff to tier schools and what support and where it's needed. Have a really focus on mental health through Mr. McCauley's office and a well-being of all of our stakeholders through Mrs. Gann's office, and then looking at additional revenue streams to become competitive within our school district, and then create model classrooms in every one of our schools. That way we can start transition and duplicating and replicating best practices, so open the doors so everyone can see it, not only within their school, their content, their grade, or another school, so that we can move forward to be successful. And the last one I put in big letter, doing less and simplifying our work. We're going to get, you're laughing and clapping. We're going to get away from all of the pilots. We're going to say, this is our core. This is our supplement materials. This is our way of work. Let's dive deeper with our focus, dive deeper with our intentionality, and continue to systemically prove that Clay County is can be the best in the state. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Ladies, would you like to have a copy of this?
I will email it.
We would love to see that. It had some good things in it that it would be good for us.
There's a bunch that I didn't get to, but I'd love for you to read it.
We could read the things. Oh, unless you just want to stay. Everybody else deserted you, Miss Tito.
You're allowed to go home.
We're going to, it's almost over, so I promise.
We banned principals when I got here. There's no need for you to be here. Be with your family. Your family's more important. No pressure. You're good.
Bless her heart. Okay. D1, Human Resources. We have no special actions. D2, public hearing to approve as advertised the annual update to the 2018-2019 Student Progression Plan. I'll open the public hearing. Is there anyone here who would like to address this item? Then I'll close the public hearing and bring it back to the board. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move approval.
I'll second.
Have a motion by Ms. Condon, second by Ms. Karakis. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries 5-0. Okay. The next item is public hearing to approve as advertised the 2018-2019 Code of Student Conduct. I'll open the public hearing. Is there anyone here who wishes to address this item? I'll close the public hearing and bring it back to the board.
I'll move approval.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Karakis, second by Ms. Bola. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries 5-0. School board attorney remarks. Goodness. School board member remarks. I'll start with Ms. Gilhousen.
I'll just keep it brief. I know we're all looking forward to a great school year. Personally, I'd like to start a petition that we end the school year at Memorial Day and don't start again till Labor Day. I think we need to extend summer just a little bit longer. But on that note, I wish everybody all the best in the start of the new school year.
Okay. Hey, that brings back old memories. We didn't ever start when I was growing up till after Labor Day. Okay, Ms. Bola.
Just reiterating what Ms. Gilhousen said, I wish the best to everyone in the new school year. I am wearing my A that Ms. Halter gave us.
Good.
When she did her presentation.
Oh,
I expect
it was
to keep
for some
this
other
A
A.
on for a long time, Mr. Davis, so I know we will. And I couldn't be more proud of everybody who has done just tremendous work this past year, and I know that they are excited about this coming year. Thank you again for the invite to meet with the principals today, because that was very, very exciting. Hearing what they are looking forward to and hearing everybody get ready for the start of the new school year, a new school opening, it will be a tremendous year, and I know that the students are looking forward to going back to school. They don't say they are, but they are truly looking forward to going back to school and seeing all of their friends. So have a great year, everyone.
Ms. Kirikas.
I have to say ditto to Ms. Gilhausen and Ms. Bola. Excited that we're starting a new school year. Again, sorry our summer is ending so soon. I welcome back our teachers and our students, and just want to give them all a shout out again, because thanks to our teachers and our district staff and the superintendent, we're now an A district. We're number 8th in the state. And I felt like last month when we congratulated everybody, we left someone out, and that's Dr. Terry Stallman. I know she's not with us any longer, but I know she was a big part of us gaining this A and how great we've done. And I just want to thank her and recognize her too. So wish everybody the best of this new school year. That's it.
Okay, Ms. Condon.
I echo the same sentiments. I also apologize for not being here this morning. I had an appointment I could not change, so I apologize that I was not here. But I also want to mention there are 2 that I know of school supply handouts going on this coming weekend for kids in the Green Cove area and in the Middleburg, Wilkinson area. So I've seen those advertisements around, lots of school supply drives, and just wish everybody a wonderful start to the school year. Everyone's excited.
Well, I'm excited too, and I got excited today at the luncheon with all the principals. It's like it's here. It's time to start school again. But everybody seemed to be so happy, so excited, eager. I think you're contagious. And I want to give a courage award. I want to tell you that Ms. Bola has sat there with a looking dignified and professional as she is holding on to the desk, because earlier in the meeting her chair broke, and I'm hoping she doesn't hit the ground before we adjourn the meeting. So, Dr. Kemp, if you could take care of Ms. Bola's chair, because she looks like she's getting closer and closer. And everyone had a good start to the school year, and the meeting is adjourned.